The biggest retirement mistake isn't failing to become rich, it's failing to prepare. Most people spend decades preparing for work, but surprisingly, few spend the same amount of time preparing for life after work. Retirement is often portrayed as the reward at the end of a long career, a time of freedom, travel, family, and finally enjoying the fruits of years of hard work. But retirement isn't simply the day you stop working. It's the beginning of a new financial chapter, one that could last 20, 30, or even 40 years. And here's the reality. The biggest retirement mistake isn't failing to become rich, it's failing to prepare. You may assume that if you can just save a certain amount of money, you'll be fine. But successful retirement planning goes far beyond hitting a magic number in a bank account. It bears repeating. Retirement is not defined by the size of your bank account, but by the strength of the financial system you've built. True security comes from knowing that your money can reliably sustain your lifestyle long after the paychecks stop. In other words, retirement is less about how much you have today and more about whether you've designed a structure, one that reduces debt, grows income-producing assets, protects your health, and provides a clear plan that can support you for decades to come. Think about it this way. During your working years, your employer, your salary, and your routine help support your financial life. Once you retire, that support structure changes completely. Suddenly, your investments, savings, health, and financial decisions must do all the heavy lifting. That's why the most successful retirees focus on building a strong foundation before they ever leave the workforce. They understand that retirement security comes from 4 key principles: reducing unnecessary debt, growing reliable income-producing assets, protecting and investing in their health, creating a clear plan for how their money will support them for decades. Think of retirement planning as building a bridge. Every financial decision you make before retirement becomes a pillar supporting that bridge. If one pillar is weak, whether it's excessive debt, poor health, lack of income streams, or inadequate planning, the entire structure becomes vulnerable. The good news is that you don't need to be a millionaire to retire well. What you need is a strategy. In today's episode, we'll explore 5 financially smart decisions that can dramatically improve your retirement security, increase your financial confidence, and help ensure that your later years are defined by freedom and choice, not financial stress. Let's get started. Number 1. Downsize expenses before you have to. One of the smartest financial decisions you can make before retirement is to start reducing your expenses long before retirement arrives. Many people spend their working years upgrading their lifestyle: bigger homes, newer cars, more subscriptions, and higher monthly spending. But retirement changes the equation. Once your paycheck stops, every dollar you spend has to come from your savings, investments, pension, or other income sources. This is why successful retirees often focus less on increasing income and more on controlling expenses. After all, the less money you need each month, the less pressure you place on your retirement portfolio. Think about it this way. If you can reduce your monthly expenses by $1,000, that's the equivalent of generating an additional $12,000 in annual retirement income without buying a single stock or investment property. Let's look at a few areas where downsizing can make a huge difference. Reconsider housing costs. For many households, housing is the largest expense in retirement. Now, this may sound surprising, but many financially secure retirees don't necessarily aim to own the biggest house possible. Instead, they focus on finding housing that matches their actual needs. A large family home may have made perfect sense when children were growing up, but once the kids have moved out, maintaining a large property can become expensive and stressful. Property taxes, insurance, repairs, maintenance, landscaping, utilities, and unexpected renovations can quietly drain thousands of dollars every year. Some retirees choose to downsize into a smaller home. Others relocate to areas with a lower cost of living. Some even choose to rent rather than own because they no longer want the responsibility of maintaining a property. The goal isn't necessarily to own or rent. The goal is to reduce unnecessary costs and eliminate responsibilities that no longer add value to your life. Retirement should be a season of freedom, not a season spent worrying about roof repairs, property taxes, and endless maintenance projects. Modern life is full of automatic monthly payments, streaming services, gym memberships, premium apps, cable packages, subscription boxes, online memberships, and software plans can quietly accumulate into hundreds of dollars each month. The problem isn't the subscriptions themselves. The problem is paying for things you rarely use. Take a moment to review your bank statements. You may be surprised how many recurring charges have become permanent residents in your budget. If you're paying for a gym membership but only visit once a month, it may be time to reconsider. If you're subscribed to multiple streaming platforms but only watch one regularly, you may be paying for convenience you no longer need. Every dollar saved today becomes another dollar available to support your future retirement lifestyle. Simplify your lifestyle. One of the greatest financial advantages of retirement is that you no longer need to impress anyone. Many people spend years chasing status symbols, luxury vehicles, expensive gadgets, designer brands, and upgrades that provide only temporary satisfaction. But retirement often teaches a valuable lesson. Peace of mind is more valuable than prestige. You don't need an exotic sports car to enjoy life. You don't need a mansion to be successful. You don't need to constantly upgrade your possessions to feel fulfilled. The happiest retirees often focus on experiences rather than appearances. They prioritize family, friendships, health, travel, hobbies, and personal freedom over material status. The less you spend trying to look wealthy, the more resources you'll have available to actually build wealth and enjoy your retirement years. Eliminate high-interest debt. If there's one financial burden you should work aggressively to eliminate before retirement, it's high-interest debt. Credit card balances, personal loans, payday loans, and other expensive forms of borrowing can become especially dangerous when you're no longer earning a regular paycheck. Imagine entering retirement with thousands of dollars leaving your account every month just to service debt. That's money that could have been used for healthcare, travel, emergencies, or simply enjoying your life. The ideal retirement budget is one that is as simple and flexible as possible. Every debt you eliminate before retirement increases your financial security. Every loan you pay off reduces stress. Every interest payment you avoid leaves more money available for your future. The bottom line is, many people believe retirement success is all about accumulating more money, but often the biggest gains come from needing less money. By downsizing expenses before you're forced to, reducing housing costs, cutting unused subscriptions, simplifying your lifestyle, and eliminating high-interest debt, you create something incredibly powerful. And in retirement, flexibility is freedom. The lower your expenses, the longer your savings can last, the less pressure you'll place on your investments, and the more control you'll have over how you spend your time and your money. Because retirement isn't about living with less, it's about needing less so you can enjoy more. 2. Build a retirement income plan. Think about it. During your working years, money flows into your life through a paycheck. Every month, you know where your income is coming from and roughly how much to expect. Retirement changes that completely. Once you stop working, your paycheck disappears, but your expenses don't. You'll still need money for housing, food, transportation, healthcare, insurance, travel, hobbies, and unexpected emergencies. That's why one of the smartest financial decisions you can make before retirement is to create a detailed retirement income plan. The question isn't simply, how much money do I have? The more important question is, how will my money continue to pay me for the next 20, 30, or even 40 years? Successful retirees don't rely on a single source of income. Instead, they create multiple streams that work together to support their lifestyle. Your retirement income could come from sources such as retirement accounts and investment portfolios, pensions, rental property income, dividend-paying investments, part-time consulting or freelance work, business ownership, government retirement benefits, cash savings, and fixed income investments. The goal is to understand exactly where your monthly income will originate once employment income stops. Think of it as replacing your paycheck with a collection of income streams. The more predictable and diversified those income streams are, the more secure your retirement may become. Another critical issue in retirement planning is withdrawals. Without a clear withdrawal strategy, even a sizable nest egg can shrink faster than expected. The key is to manage withdrawals carefully, balancing immediate needs with long-term sustainability, so your money continues to support you for decades rather than disappearing too soon. Withdraw too much too quickly, and you may run out of money decades earlier than expected. Withdraw too little, and you may unnecessarily restrict your lifestyle and leave opportunities on the table. This is why retirees need a withdrawal strategy. A withdrawal strategy helps answer important questions such as, how much can I spend each year? How will inflation affect my spending? What happens if the stock market declines? How can I balance enjoying retirement today while protecting my future? The objective is to create a sustainable income stream that allows you to enjoy retirement without constantly worrying about whether you'll outlive your savings. Here are a few things you need to do as a financially smart person. Plan for a longer retirement than you expect. Many people plan for 15 or 20 years of retirement. But what happens if you retire at 65 and live to 90, 95, or even 100? Your money may need to support you for 3 decades or more. That's a long time for inflation, healthcare costs, market fluctuations, and unexpected expenses to impact your finances. The challenge isn't simply reaching retirement. The challenge is ensuring your money survives retirement. This is why smart retirees build plans that account for longevity rather than assuming a shorter timeline. They prepare for the possibility of living longer than expected, because running out of money at 85 is far more dangerous than having too much money at 85. Prepare for inflation. A comfortable lifestyle today may cost significantly more 20 years from now. The groceries, utilities, healthcare services, and everyday expenses you pay for today will likely become more expensive over time. This means your retirement income plan cannot remain static. Your plan should include investments and income sources that have the potential to grow over time, helping your purchasing power keep pace with rising costs. Without a strategy for inflation, even a large retirement portfolio can gradually lose its effectiveness. Stress test your plan. The most financially prepared retirees don't assume everything will go perfectly. They ask difficult questions. What happens if the market drops 20%? What happens if healthcare expenses increase? What happens if I need long-term care? What happens if I live 10 years longer than expected? A strong retirement income plan is designed to survive not only good times, but also unexpected challenges. The more scenarios you prepare for before retirement, the fewer surprises you'll face after retirement. The bottom line is this: a retiree with a well-designed income plan and moderate savings may be far more secure than someone with a larger portfolio but no strategy. That's why retirement planning isn't just about accumulating wealth. It's about creating a system that turns your wealth into dependable income. Because in retirement, your greatest financial asset isn't necessarily how much money you've saved. It's knowing exactly how that money will continue working for you. 3. Get a financial advisor. Many people spend decades working hard, saving diligently, contributing to retirement accounts, and building assets. Yet when retirement approaches, they often face a surprising problem. They have money, but they're not entirely sure how to manage it for the next 20 to 30 years. This is where a qualified financial advisor can make a tremendous difference. Think about it. Most people wouldn't attempt to perform surgery on themselves. They wouldn't build a house without an architect. They wouldn't fly a plane without proper training. Yet many people are willing to manage one of the most important financial transitions of their lives without professional guidance. Retirement isn't just about investing. It's about making hundreds of interconnected financial decisions that can impact your quality of life for decades. A good financial advisor can help you make those decisions with greater confidence and clarity. Retirement involves answering a long list of critical questions. When should I retire? How much can I safely spend each year? Which accounts should I withdraw from first? How should my investments change as I get older? How do I prepare for healthcare expenses? How do I reduce taxes in retirement? How do I protect my spouse or family? How do I make sure I don't outlive my savings? A financial advisor can help create a roadmap that addresses these questions before they become problems. Their role isn't simply to manage investments. Their role is to help you build a complete retirement strategy. An advisor helps you avoid costly mistakes. Retirees lose money not because they chose bad investments, but because they make emotional decisions during uncertain times. For example, some investors panic during market downturns and sell investments at exactly the wrong moment. Others withdraw too much money too early in retirement. Some become overly conservative and allow inflation to slowly erode their purchasing power. Others underestimate healthcare costs or fail to prepare for unexpected life events. A good advisor serves as both a strategist and a sounding board, helping you make rational decisions when emotions threaten to take over. Sometimes avoiding a major mistake can be worth far more than earning an extra percentage point of investment return. A financial advisor can help determine how much income your portfolio can generate, which assets should be used first, how to create tax-efficient withdrawals, how to balance growth and stability, how to make your money last throughout retirement. Many retirees focus on growing wealth. Advisors often focus on making wealth sustainable, and sustainability is what retirement is ultimately about. We all have biases. We become attached to certain investments. We underestimate risks we don't want to think about. We sometimes make decisions based on emotion rather than logic. A qualified advisor provides an independent perspective. They can identify blind spots, challenge assumptions, and help you see opportunities or risks that you may have overlooked. Sometimes a fresh set of experienced eyes can reveal solutions that dramatically improve your retirement outlook. It's funny how some people avoid financial advisors because they focus solely on the fees. While fees certainly matter, it's important to consider the bigger picture. The real question isn't, how much does an advisor cost? The better question is, what could poor decisions cost me? A single mistake involving taxes, withdrawals, investment allocation, estate planning, or retirement timing could potentially cost tens of thousands of dollars over the course of retirement. Now, before we go any further, let me be clear. This is not a marketing campaign for financial advisors. The goal here isn't to convince everyone watching to immediately hire an advisor or hand over control of their finances to someone else. The real point is much broader than that. Retirement requires financial wisdom. Whether that wisdom comes from years of personal study, trusted mentors, professional advisors, quality financial education, or a combination of all four, the important thing is that you don't approach retirement without a plan. The goal isn't simply to hire an advisor. The goal is to find someone who understands your goals, respects your values, and can help guide you through one of life's most important financial transitions. The bottom line is this: the decisions you make in the years leading up to retirement can affect your financial security, lifestyle, and peace of mind for decades. That's why one of the smartest moves you can make before retiring is to seek professional guidance. A good financial advisor won't eliminate every risk or guarantee perfect outcomes, but they can help you create a clearer plan, avoid costly mistakes, make more informed decisions, and navigate retirement with greater confidence. Because sometimes the smartest financial decision isn't trying to know everything yourself. It's knowing when to seek expert advice. 4. Build a large emergency fund. A very big misconception about retirement is that unexpected expenses somehow disappear once you stop working. In reality, life doesn't become more predictable simply because you've retired. The roof doesn't know you're retired. The car doesn't know you're retired. Your health doesn't know you're retired. And family emergencies certainly don't care whether you're collecting a paycheck or not. In fact, retirement often introduces new financial uncertainties. Healthcare expenses become more common. Home repairs become more noticeable. Family members may occasionally need support. Markets can experience significant downturns. And because you're no longer earning a regular salary, recovering from financial surprises can become more difficult. That's why one of the smartest financial decisions you can make before retirement is to build a substantial emergency fund. Think of an emergency fund as your financial shock absorber. Its purpose isn't to make you rich. Its purpose is to protect everything you've already built. Medical expenses have the potential to arrive suddenly and create significant financial strain. A dedicated emergency fund provides a layer of protection that can help cover unexpected healthcare costs without disrupting your long-term retirement strategy. While you can't predict every health challenge, you can prepare financially for the possibility that one may occur. The question isn't whether the expense will arrive. The question is whether you'll be financially prepared when it does. The bottom line is this: retirement is not a period where financial surprises disappear. If anything, retirement makes preparation even more important because you no longer have the security of a regular paycheck. That's why one of the smartest financial decisions you can make before retiring is to build a substantial emergency fund. A retirement portfolio helps you grow wealth. An emergency fund helps you protect it. 5. Invest in your health. There's one asset that is often overlooked, despite being arguably the most important asset of all: your health. The truth is that retirement isn't just a financial journey, it's also a physical one. After all, what good is financial freedom if poor health prevents you from enjoying it? You can spend decades building a retirement portfolio, but if your health deteriorates significantly, you may find yourself spending much of that wealth on medical treatments, medications, specialized care, and hospital visits. That's why one of the smartest financial decisions you can make before retirement is to invest in your health. And unlike many investments, this is one where the returns can be measured not only in dollars, but also in quality of life, independence, energy, and peace of mind. Your health is a financial asset. A healthy retiree is often able to travel more, remain independent longer, participate in hobbies and activities, reduce healthcare expenses, delay or avoid long-term care needs, maintain a higher quality of life. Meanwhile, chronic health conditions can create significant financial strain over time. Medical appointments, prescription drugs, surgeries, rehabilitation, specialized treatments, and assisted living services can become some of the largest expenses retirees face. In many cases, maintaining good health can have just as much impact on retirement success as growing your investment portfolio. Financially smart people often see exercise as preventative maintenance. Just as you maintain your car to avoid costly breakdowns, maintaining your body can help reduce the risk of expensive health problems later in life. Regular physical activity can contribute to better cardiovascular health, improved mobility and balance, increased strength and flexibility, better mental health, reduced risk of chronic diseases, greater independence as you age. You don't necessarily need expensive equipment or intense workout routines. Walking, swimming, cycling, strength training, stretching, and other consistent forms of exercise can provide enormous long-term benefits. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is consistency. Because small, healthy habits practiced over decades often produce extraordinary results. The habits you build in your 40s, 50s, and 60s often determine the quality of life you experience in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. They pay attention to nutrition, sleep quality, stress management, physical activity, preventative health care, avoiding harmful habits. Many of these choices may seem insignificant on a day-to-day basis, but over the course of decades, they compound in much the same way investments do. Just as small financial decisions can lead to wealth, small health decisions can lead to vitality and longevity. A minor issue ignored today can become a major problem tomorrow. Routine checkups, screenings, preventative care, and timely medical attention can often identify problems before they become severe and costly. Consider the difference between managing a condition in its early stages versus treating a serious complication years later. The financial difference can be substantial. More importantly, the personal and emotional cost can be even greater. Prevention is often less expensive than treatment. The bottom line is, retirement isn't just about having enough money to live. It's about being healthy enough to enjoy the life that money makes possible. At the end of the day, the goal isn't simply to retire wealthy. The goal is to retire healthy, independent, and financially secure. Because a strong portfolio can fund your retirement, but good health allows you to truly experience it. So, if you take away only one lesson from today's discussion, let it be this. A successful retirement is not built in the year before you retire. It's built through the decisions you make years, and sometimes decades, before that day arrives. The people who enjoy the most financial freedom in retirement aren't always the ones who earned the highest salaries or accumulated the largest fortunes. More often they're the ones who planned ahead, reduced unnecessary expenses, created reliable income streams, sought financial wisdom, prepared for emergencies, and invested in their health. Notice that none of these decisions require you to become a millionaire overnight. They're not about chasing get-rich-quick schemes or making risky bets. They're about creating a retirement that is resilient, sustainable, and capable of supporting the lifestyle you want for decades to come. Because retirement isn't simply about stopping work. It's about creating the freedom to spend your time how you choose without constantly worrying about money. The earlier you begin preparing, the more options you'll have when retirement finally arrives. And remember, the goal isn't just to reach retirement. The goal is to arrive there with financial confidence, peace of mind, and the ability to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. If you found value in today's discussion, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 retirement decisions do you think is the most important? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience and perspective might help someone else who's planning for retirement. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future discussions on building wealth, creating financial freedom, and making smarter money decisions. Also, feel free to share this video with a friend, family member, or colleague who's approaching retirement. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. Until next time, keep learning, keep planning, and keep making decisions today that your future self will thank you for.